Scott Ulinger is a retired CIA station chief. Also with us, General Blaine Holt. He's a retired Brigadier General of the U.S. Air Force. General, thank you, both of you, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. General, how worried should we be?
Well, we've been talking about this now for months as we've talked potential war with Iran. This is something we've got to take very seriously in the nation. But the work to counter these cells started a long time ago when President Trump came in. Tom Homan, his great work, a lot of great ICE agents doing their work. But we're still vulnerable here to some sort of activation. We are already seeing incidents across the nation, whether it's ISIS-inspired things, and we just absolutely have to take care of one another. You better know who your first responders in your county are right now. Foreign wars no longer stay foreign.
Scott, that's a great point. Scott, the report says this, that the alert says while the exact contents of these transmissions cannot currently be determined, the sudden appearance of a new station with international rebroadcast characteristics warrants heightened situational awareness. So again, it's just talking about that alert. Can you speak to that just with your background knowledge and how it exactly works?
Well, historically, the Soviet Union used a lot of the same type of thing, although it's upgraded now with more modern technology. Number stations used to transmit seemingly random transmissions, but there are sleeper cells agents within that country who are monitoring that at certain times of the day. And they have a key. It could even be actually a book that they have in common. It doesn't even have to be anything sophisticated. It can be 2 copies of Tale of Two Cities. And the numbers can correspond to coded instructions. Now, the good news about that is that historically speaking, sleeper cells generally have not been that effective. Because what happens is the sleeper agent, if they've been in that country for more than a year, begin to identify more with that country. And so, of course, now with the war going very well for the United States and very bad for the mullahs, it's possible that some of these people, and we don't know how many there could be, are disheartened and basically will just never obey whatever instructions they're given.
General, I want to talk about Iran naming its new supreme leader, the son of Ali Khamenei, his son Mojtaba. What does that tell you about this regime, that they have the audacity to name a new leader, say it's a son, they're not backing down, they continue to double down on threats, calling for Trump's blood? What does that tell you?
Well, they're on life support, but what they have to do, a lot of the messaging that comes out of this regime is not targeted really towards the United States or the West at all. It's targeted towards their biggest fear, which is their own people. So when they name a new Ayatollah very quickly, out of their own processes even, it's really to send some message that we're still in control, we're very much in control, nothing to see here. Mojtaba is a very interesting character because he really unveils some of the trouble that we're having with the UK. The UK denied us use initially of Diego Garcia, Scotland not allowing us bases. Now Lloyd's of London thinks that it's in charge of closing the Straits of Hormuz. Well, Mojtaba has $140 million of luxury real estate in London, and I don't recall that UK ever shut that down or froze his assets in any way, shape, or form, much the way they did the Russian assets of those oligarchs when the Ukraine-Russia war started. So Mojtaba is a very complicated issue and bears watching all over Europe as well as the Middle East.
Scott, an Iranian official, according to reports from the Associated Press, say this to the president: be careful not to get eliminated yourself. Is the president in a heightened state of danger?
I think that is certainly true, and certainly everything that the general says is absolutely correct about Mojtaba, for certain. And there is certainly a heightened sense of security around President Trump right now, because as we've already seen, there have been 2 prior cases. One, I think, went through the courts of a Pakistani national who was tasked by the Iranians to find someone to kill President Trump. So there have been 2 known attempts by Iran to attract individuals to assassinate President Trump. So that danger is real and must be taken seriously.
I'm Sean Kreisman. For stories and content just like this, check out National Report weekdays 9 to noon, only on Newsmax.